We want to focus on DB Realty. That stock has seen a smart up move today, and there is some news flow coming through. Its project through its wholly owned subsidiary, Goregaon Hotel and Real Estate, has got the clearance from the Maharashtra Coastal Zone Management, and that this property does not fall under the ambit of the CRZ notification of 2011. This stock is trading at the high of the day. As you can see, it's up nearly 9%. To talk to us about the impact of this clearance, de facto clearance, we are now joined by Mr. N.M. Gattu, the CFO at DB Realty. He's joining us on the phone line from Mumbai. Mr. Gattu, thank you so much for joining us. Now that, you know, the Maharashtra Coastal Zone Management Authority has said that your project doesn't come under the ambit of the CRZ notification, does that mean that you have got the de facto clearance from this agency? Are all the approvals through for this project?
Hi, good afternoon. The MCZMA clearance will give the virtual certainty of these two projects going live in the near future. Earlier in December, when we got the court order, that gave the line of direction that these two land parcels, which were there with the group for some time, are now getting unlocked, and that the potential will be determined based on the order of the High Court, upon which now we got the MCZMA clearance. With the MCZMA clearance, the FSI gets concretized in terms of, earlier there was a virtual certainty of 2.5 FSI. Now with this ambit going away, the CRZ ambit going away, so this potential could go up to 4 FSI, plus 35% fungible FSI thereon also becomes a fact. So with this potential effectively have gone up by 120% of the potential what we had when this land parcel was in CRZ.
Right.
Secondly, this is for both the projects, that is the Marine Lines project as well as the Bandra West project.
I just want a clarification from you. We had spoken to you a few days back about the Orchid project that you have with Om Metals. Is this the same project? Because there the FSI had already been, you got additional FSI there.
This is the same project wherein the directive has come from High Court to consider it based on the merits of the case and merits of the regulations.
Okay.
Now MCZMA has sealed it so that the line of direction that we had received earlier now becomes virtual certainty that these projects are getting unlocked. Now the next process is that this directive has gone to BMC as well from the authority. So now the BMC will entertain our plans, which are almost ready with us. We will submit to BMC and get the next approvals, which will be IOD and PC, which will convert this virtual certainty to actual certainty. Then once we start getting the cash flow, that is the reality of the projects.
Right. So what is the timeline for delivering on the project that you're now looking at?
The delivery of the projects will take time because it needs to be built and delivered, which will take about 4 years' time. Bandra West will be much quicker because there will be height restriction from the airport, etc. So it will be about 20-25 story building. And Marine Lines would be maybe the tallest building out there with the approval of 430 meters that we already have. So which effectively we can build under about 120 floors. And it has a 270-degree sea view and unrestricted sea view as well. And which we think that it should give us the revenue maximization in the long term.
Right. But any, you know, like we want to understand when will project, the revenue recognition start for both these projects. Can you give us a timeline there?
Revenue recognition may take a little more time because of these norms that are being defined for the sector for revenue recognition, which says that unless 30% of the construction cost is spent, you cannot recognize the revenues. Now, as you also would be aware, and in general public it is known, that civil structure will take 50% of the cost in a normal scenario and 50% is finishing. So unless and until the finishing, that means almost about 60% of the tower should be up and running. That is when I will be able to recognize my revenue. But however, the yardstick for the real estate companies is the cash flow. That we hope that as soon we get the plan approvals, IOD, CC, we should be in a position to sell about 20 to 30% stock. And as per the market now, we will get about 20 to 30% cash flow. So that means about 10% effectively of the total project revenues should be able to get it within a period of 12 months. Assuming that we will do it from April 2015 to March 2016, and the revenue potential of both these projects is estimated about 10,000 crores. So 10% of that, which is about 1,000 crores, should be the cash inflow for the company.
Right. One last question is, what is the total saleable area now available to you for both these projects, and what could the average realizations be for both these projects?
So these are two very important projects for the group. These are there with us for some time, and the revenue potential in itself is 5 times the current market cap of the company. And going by the operating margins of the industry in Bombay in specific, given the land prices are being very high, and today these two projects are unleveraged projects, the margins could be as high as 50 to 60 or even 65%. So in revenue parlance or the operating parlance, profit parlance, so these are 5 times and 3 times my current entire market cap of the company, which has about 50 land parcels to be unlocked.
All right. So big upside possible once those clearances come through. Thank you so much, Mr. Gattu, for speaking with us at NDTV Profit. So DB Realty is trading at the high of the day, and like Mr. Gattu has explained, there is a scope of a lot of value unlocking now that these land parcels have clarity, and they will be going to the BMC with their plans, and they're hoping for early approvals. That stock is trading at the high of the day, up 8.5%. Now let's pull up Alembic for you and take a look at what that stock is doing, because it had come out with earnings which seem to be slightly disappointing.